Another day in Glen Burnie. Feel like I've been hit by a truck that's non-stop, working from sun up to sundown for my job, and then I'm not working at my job, working here. But it is what it is. Got the OEM factory exhausty boy. Last night was Thomas's wife's birthday party, so I expect them to be out a bit later. They probably stayed up hella late. So far, things looking pretty good. All that's really left so far today, this is how the piping routes right through fender. So it's going to be kind of close to the wheel, just routing it like that, but it's hitting right here. I'll probably cut out a small notch. That way this can tuck up a bit higher, just for a little bit extra clearance. Ugh, I'm not going to run my car stank nasty low like some other people do, so I shouldn't really have an issue. Plus I'm going to be on some BC Racing coilovers, which are pretty stiff, so as far as like full lock, I shouldn't have too much body roll to where the wheel starts tucking and rubbing. But that's all like suspension tuning after that, so I'm just going to get it to where I won't have an issue. So first step will be getting that pipe tucked up and connected. Next will be to start hooking up all the vacuum lines for like the blow-off valve, the wastegate, and the lines going to the gauges. Other than that, car, after those couple of things, gauges, vacuum lines, and hooking up the intercooler piping and getting the wiring together, it should run and start. But I think we are also going to swap out the injectors again with the 650s. That's what the plan is so far. Alright, I got the cutout done. So we got the notch cut out, so it's tucked up as high as I can get it, which should be pretty good, but that's how it's going to sit. And like I said, I'm going to adjust my suspension around this just to make sure that I won't have any issues. So we figured out a way to wire the oil temp sensor, or route the wires through this. There's a little hole back there we had to cut. We just punched a screwdriver through there and taped it to a rod and poked it through with the wires taped to the rod. So just drape those along like underneath the glove box and stuff to the driver's side. And Austin's wiring that stuff up now.
Miatas are not fat people friendly.
They're not.
We're just trying to.
Yes.
Spark plugs are in, and Justin said he wasn't bringing this car off the trailer until I'm at Surrey. So then we gotta figure out what the hell's going on, Justin.
You know, just adding some finishing touches to the car.
Underglow.
For the night. Okay, well, just throw it on out there then, I guess.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because, you know, purple underglow, purple car, I feel like it makes sense. Will they match?
I was bullshit when I said that. It's just tight.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we were drinking one night and was like, well, Tommy and I was like, that's underglow, that's hilarious. The night drifting, and then he went and bought it.
How much it costs?
Huh?
How much does it cost?
It's like $1.50 for that whole roll.
Damn! I'm definitely getting me some. Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, right. What up?
Austin doing work, wearing his work shirt because he's doing work. So everything is hooked up, at least for the most part. About to use a stock ECU and crank it. Got the fuse back in for the fuel. So just to see if this car would do it. Dang, are those gauges? It idles a bit. Turbo is all set up, ready to roll. Just gotta get it tuned properly. It started up with the stock ECU for a little while. Started up idle for about 20 seconds, and after that it wouldn't even stay running at full throttle. So we started messing with Mega Squirt. We got to make some adjustments, changes and stuff like that, and get that running properly on there. Once Mega Squirt is set up for it and everything, it should run and idle a lot better. So far it's looking pretty promising, but we're gonna call it a night for now. We're tired, it's pretty late, it's almost 10 o'clock. We got work in the morning, so that's all for right now. Much thanks to Austin for helping out, wiring up the gauges. They're mostly working.
Kind of. 2 out of 3.
Yep.
Light up.
2 out of 3 light up. That's small stuff. That's compared to what all of this been done so far. That's cake work. So we're back at Thomas's house and he got a motorcycle. Yep, that's his.
My motorcycle days are over. I still got the license, but it's been a while.
Tight. So right now we're about to mess with the gauges some more because we got to hook up the air fuel, the wideband. We got to hook up the signal wire to go to the ECU so that can read. And other than that, we got to set up a lot of parameters on Mega Squirt. So we're just gonna get started and start knocking some stuff out. So we fed the wire through. Austin's got his in, about to hook it up to the gauge, and my end is gonna hook up to this upstream O2 sensor on the blue wire, which is the signal wire. And then the ECU will be able to see exactly what the gauge is seeing. We're hooking up the yellow one for wideband. The gauge also has a brown one for narrowband if you have a stock ECU, but we're gonna need the wideband. So we got the car started. We figured out that the base tune we were running originally, that was for 94 to 97 Miata, wasn't giving us any spark. So what we ended up doing was switching to a 99-00 base tune, just a regular stock motor, and setting up the parameters for the stuff I have on here, like the fuel injectors, wideband, and all that. And we got to start, and from there we were able to set the timing. And now my laptop is dead, so Thomas is downloading everything on his laptop. I put all the files on my phone. We're going to transfer it to his laptop and continue to fool with it. So right now it's running, idling. Well, at least we gotta play with the throttle to keep it idling. Right now it's running pretty rich. 14.7 is the target. Still trying to figure some stuff out. Alright, so the car is running. Right now, seems like the main thing is getting it tuned right to for idle. Doing a bunch of stuff I don't really know about. Trying to get it to idle, but at this point I think it's probably time to just take it somewhere to get it tuned. So I'll end up talking to Thomas and them and seeing what their thoughts are, but I think we're looking really good. Alright, so we've done pretty much all we can do. From here, we just gotta take it to somewhere where it can get tuned. Somebody can actually tune it and get it running and everything. And after that, we'll be figuring out the lifter situation. I did some research on it, and it looks like we're gonna have to get some shims for the lifters. They're solid lifters, so they're just like little discs that slid into them. You can apparently pop them out with like a pocket flathead and maybe like a magnet, and then from then, after you measure them with the with a filler gauge, you pop them out, and then you can see how thick the actual shim is, and you can order replacement shims or pick them up somewhere in the correct size. So that's the to-do list. Get it tuned and get the lifters adjusted.